PRC, quality service since 1972. Repairing TVs, console stereos, electronic musical instruments, pinball machines, arcade games, and more. Call 836-0454.
This is the Weather Extreme video for Wednesday morning, the 23rd day of July. James Spann here, and boy, what an active thunderstorm day yesterday, and more storms are likely today. Will they be as wicked or as strong or as severe? Let's talk about it. Let's go to some Skycam shots early this morning coming from the Skycam network from ABC 3340. We'll begin with a look at the view coming from Huntsville up in the great Tennessee Valley. Nobody out there this morning at 5 o'clock. The Birmingham view looking south from the top of the Daniel building. Some low clouds around this morning. And from Tuscaloosa, we're looking east from the top of the Tuscaloosa County Courthouse, overlooking that big construction project where a new federal courthouse is being built down there. Well, on the water vapor satellite imagery this morning, you can clearly see that trough developing over the east, a surface boundary north of the state. Now, what we had yesterday was an outflow boundary. That was the main trigger. Today, it's going to be the actual front. And, of course, down in the Gulf, we've got Dolly about to make landfall. Look at radar this morning, and, hey, we've got some rain out there at 5:03 in the morning. And, you know, whenever you see rain at that hour of the day, that usually bodes well that we'll see some action later in the day, raining over parts of Marion and Winston counties, and light rain falling over much of Morgan County, a bit of rain around Gadsden. There is a slight risk of severe weather over much of Alabama today and the adjacent parts of Mississippi and Georgia. I don't think that the severe weather threat is as great today as it was yesterday. We had really ripe instability conditions. The surface-based capes were at some point approaching 4,000 joules yesterday. The air was pretty worked over. I mean, just, raked over the coals. So, yes, we could see a few strong to severe storms, but the general idea probably not as big as the ones we saw yesterday. Expected rain across the country, valid through Sunday evening. This is suggesting 1 to 1.5 inches. Heavy rain up in the northeast. And how about 14.2 inches down there at Brownsville with Dolly? It's going to be a wild, windy, and wet day. There's a look at Dolly approaching the mouth of the Rio Grande, producing some really rough weather for places like Brownsville, Harlingen, McAllen, in the lower valley today. One of our affiliate radio stations is KVMV FM in McAllen, and obviously we spent some time with them talking about the wild day they're going to have. The radar presentation this morning looking very good, and looks like this thing will be coming on in. And again, there's still plenty of time, so a window for more strengthening before this thing makes landfall about 7 or 8 o'clock this morning. And it could be a Category 2 at the time of landfall. And of course, the track's pretty simple now. It's coming right into Brownsville, and then it will rain itself out over the mountains of Mexico for the rest of the week. And out there in the eastern Atlantic, that little feature near the Cape Verde Islands is just really having a hard time because of the higher latitude. It's over cooler water, and the other issue is that it's going to recurve there. So we'll kind of write that one off, and for now, the rest of the Atlantic Basin is pretty quiet. So we'll look at the GFS, the Global Forecast System. This is at 1 o'clock today at 500 millibars, about 18,000 feet off the ground. Nice trough over the east, crushing the little mini heat wave we had. Down below, the surface boundary moves on in here, so we'll expect scattered to numerous showers and storms. And, by golly, those models might be right. They've been keeping highs in the upper 80s today, and that could be correct. We'll still leave the high at 90, but one way or the other, not nearly as hot as recent days. Now, beyond today, the forecast is a little muddy. The GFS kind of hangs the front up around US 278 or Coleman, and that would suggest more scattered showers and storms tomorrow, the better coverage south of Birmingham. And the NAM, I don't have the graphic to show you, but the NAM really dries it out with no rain at all. So we'll just kind of mention widely scattered showers, and then Friday, the GFS looks relatively dry with drier air filtering in here. So again, for tomorrow and Friday, we'll mention widely scattered showers or storms, certainly not as active as what we had yesterday or today. Saturday, starting off the weekend, we've got this northwest flow aloft, and boy, that's tricky. I mean, trying to define the coverage of the storms days in advance in this setup, it's almost impossible to do, but there's some hint of maybe another surface boundary there, so Again, we'll mention the chance of a shower or storm, and then Sunday it looks drier. But every run looks different, and really, I think a broad brush is the best idea for now, and we'll fine-tune that as we get close. We'll just mention partly sunny with a chance of a shower or storm both days. Monday of next week, again, a trough over the east of Vortmax around Chattanooga. And again, probably with that, there'll be some kind of little feature that will be blowing through here with a chance of showers and storms. And also understand with this northwest flow aloft, sometimes you can have these nocturnal things blow through here at night. And there's Tuesday of next week. That looks drier as a surface low develops east of here. And then Wednesday looks relatively dry. But again, I'm not comfortable, going wet, dry one way or the other in longer periods here because of the inability of us to be able to handle that, us and the models. And at the end of the cycle on August the 7th, it's pretty deep into summer here. Really, we're in the peak of the heat, and that looks pretty good. No sign of any 594 ring or serious heat. In fact, a broad trough over the east, and that looks like kind of typical weather with no extreme heat problems, and that's a good thing. That's it for the Weather Xtreme video this morning. We'll have notes on the blog. The next video here by 3:30 or so today. And, of course, we invite you to watch us on television this evening, ABC 3340 News at 5, 6, and 10 o'clock. Again, thanks for watching. Have a wonderful day, and God bless.